Welcome back, everybody. In this video, I want to show off my favorite quality of life mods that I use and why I use them. Everything works with this current version of the game as of the date of this video coming out, even though one or two of them are outdated. So, with all that being said, let's get into showing them off. And all these mods are on mod.io, DRG. It'll be in the description down below if you want to check them out. So, let's start with the very first one, 5 times flashlight range. Visibility is important, and it's always better to be able to see further away with a lot more range. I mean, it's pretty much all in the name. DRG library is important for some mods to work properly. Usually, they'll say if you need it or not, but you're better off just installing it and forgetting about it. Because unless you're a modder, I mean, just having it in the game doesn't hurt. Swarm control, I didn't even realize I had this one. I thought I uninstalled it because I don't use it. If you want to make your own custom swarms, spawn your own stuff in, I mean, maybe it's the thing for you. I don't use it. But it's, I've seen people use it in their own games, and things can get pretty crazy. Better mining laser. This one is insanely useful. The mining laser is a sequence, at least, I think, 1 to 3 times in the escort missions, where you have to refuel the escort vehicle. And the unmodded version of the mining laser is not... It's not fast. It's pretty slow, it mines slowly, and it's just... It's not fun. So you get this, it mines a whole lot faster, and it makes your life a whole lot easier, I'll put it that way. The range is better, the speed in which it mines is better, the amount it absorbs and goes towards the total is faster. It's just all around better. More flares, add 6 instead of 4, and they recharge half the time. Once again, visibility is always important. Having more visibility is always better. Brighter objects. Increases visibility of all resources. There is another mod like this one that makes items even more bright, I think. But I wanted this one because I don't want things popping in my face and being noticeable from a mile away. I just want them bright enough so that they don't blend in with the background. So I think this one is perfect for me. If that mod is a thing, and you're into that, feel free to obviously check it out. If it's, you know, you want something a little brighter. But this one here is just bright enough. And obviously, visibility, important. Weapon heat crosshair is important for weapons that can overheat instead of reloading. Like the, what's that gun called? It's the one that shoots the plasma orbs for scouts. You got the coil gun, the coil sidearm for driller, and I believe there's another, but I'm just drawing a blank. But now you'll see it overheat on your crosshair instead of having to look down on the gun for the overheating. That's very useful. Platform placement shows a little highlight of where your platform will shoot for engineer. Insanely useful. And honestly, I didn't know that, but it's only client side and can only be seen by people who have it enabled. Mod hub. I mean, I'll show this off when we're done here. But it's pretty much just your mod interface, your main mod menu. Combine resources allows you to show all the resources everybody's holding, and has optional settings on top of that. Sandbox utilities, we will actually get back to this one. Reduced E holding. Everything that involves you holding E is faster because it's just better this way. And it makes a lot of things just a lot more smooth, especially the salvage missions, where it takes a century and like 3 business days to progress when you're building the battery and the fuel source to be able to get out. Default sprint, hold to walk, also really nice, so you're always sprinting around instead of walking. Clutter be gone, removes all the little things on the ground to get better performance. It does make some areas of the game look like Play-Doh, if that makes sense, because it removes that little pizzazz some biomes have. But I personally like the look of it better without the clutter, and plus it just makes the game run better. One hit gold. I'm not sure why gold requires 2 hits to mine it. One hit is just so much better. Hold the jump B-hop. So just hold jump and B-hop like you're playing Counter-Strike. Fast forging, oh, this is a godsend right here, because it gets rid of the whole, almost the entire animation of forging, so it's so much faster. And lastly, we have display events. So this one is pretty interesting, and since this one is verified, which means it does not interfere with stats, which I should have gotten into, but there's 3 types of mods. You got approved for progression, verified for the base game, and then you have Sandbox, which disables your stats. You have to have a Sandbox save, which you can port your save over, but you can't combine them. Sandbox is meant for just screwing around and testing stuff, which is what Sandbox utilities are. So this mod has a ton of stuff to play around with just to test things. You can make your own little box level, and you can test out your builds against waves of enemies. There's a lot of stuff there. But we aren't really going to use that right now. It's also not updated, but it does work, trust me. Along with this one, it does work. Platform placement view works. Better mining laser works. I thought there was one more. No, there's not another one. Okay. So let's get out of here. So H, I believe, is the default for your modding hub right here. Brighter objects. Okay. So there isn't another mod. This is the mod, but it has a soft and intense option. I like soft. I don't want things glowing in my face from a mile away, like I said earlier, so I keep it on soft. B-hop, being able to jump and use a terrain scanner. I didn't even realize I had that enabled, but... Alright. Combine resources. There's just a whole bunch of stuff here. I just kind of leave it as is. But like I said, it allows you to see everything that everybody has on them. So it makes it a little bit easier to coordinate if somebody has items and they don't realize they have stuff. This one we don't worry about. So display events. This one, in order to be verified to be used with stats and being able to be approved. I think it was approved, right? Wasn't that one approved? Let's go back in here. Modding. It was approved, right? Yes, yes, yes. Where's it at? It's verified, so it does work. It's client-side, though, which means that only people who have it can use it. I believe so. And it... regular save. Yeah, it does say... or approve regular save, okay. So what this does is that once you complete the objectives, you can then open this, and then it will show if any of these things are in the level and you missed them. So you get your core events, your battery, your lost helmet, and I'm not entirely sure what this boot is. I'm not gonna lie, I don't know what that is. Maybe it's the, honestly, I don't even know. Then you got your cube, the bright purple things on the wall, your gold clumps, your... what is that mineral called? Jadis. Any Enor pearls, and then you got your rose bulbs here. And then you got your different creatures here that may spawn Specifically, these two are the most important when it comes to wanting items, because you got the detonator that turns everything to gold, and then you have the hoarder that just drops items when you kill it. So, once again, as it says here, once you finish the required objectives, the event encounters will be shown for anything that was missed that you didn't get in the mission. It won't. I don't think it'll show you where things are. It just shows what things you may have missed. Because showing where things are on the map, honestly, would be kind of, you know, probably don't want to do that. And then you have your overheating crosshair here. Oh, wow, there's a lot more weapons than I thought that use it. Okay, so let's just go and play around with it a little bit here. I'm just going to screw around just to show off the different mods. I'm going to go on an escort mission. Solo, go hazard 1. Nice, smooth game here to show them off. Look how far that I can see. You can see very far with this new flashlight. It is incredible. I'm just holding W right now. Auto sprint. Hold shift to walk. Obviously, when you're fighting, you kind of walk and run between bursts, but that way it's one less key you have to press and you're just always running. You'll probably never hold shift to walk, so just always running, always good. And then for this gun here, for example, instead of having to look down on the gun, you just look straight ahead and there is your overheating detector there. Is there any gold I can test out here for the one hit? I want to show off as many as I can and just how they work in the process of it. Well, I kind of wanted to go back and see my mods, but apparently you can't see them while you're in-game. Uh-huh. We can go here and just see a couple, though. Brighter objects. I'm not playing with people, so we can't do the combined resources. Display events. I don't know if I want to play a game all the way through to show this, though. At least not in this video. I never really use this a whole lot, so I'm not familiar with this one. I only use it like once or twice. Because usually I kind of get everything as I go. But brighter objects, we'll see that one, and we'll do the bee hopping. Because usually the game kind of slows, your character kind of slows down when you jump, and you can't really spam it, but now you just hold it down. What if I just, yeah. That's bee hopping. And the brighter objects, I can't really show that because there aren't many objects that are bright yet. I mainly want to show off the drill at the very least.
Drill dozer operational and homing in on the hot stone.
Usually there's a ton of little things all over the terrain, but they're removed. As you can see, why I said it looks a little bit more Play-Doh-y without all the cluttery things all over the place, but, you know, like I said, I prefer it this way. Performance-wise and visually, because less clutter is always better.
The drill dozer. Defend it or die trying.
But I think I want to show off the mining laser, then we'll call it a day there. That's why I have this on Hazard 1. Just kind of screw around. We just drilled right through some gold. And you can see on the bottom right the six flares instead of 4. And it's nice being able to sprint and walk, or sprint and jump while using... Oh no, let's talk about this. Yeah, you can jump while doing this. So as you see, looking away from it, you can see that it's has a little bit more of a glow to it. Remember exactly how to turn off the flashlight, so... Oh, that's gonna bug me. How do I turn off the flashlight? I don't remember the key. Oh, on the very bottom. I actually didn't even realize it. It is showing the total. So how much I have out of how much for a supply drop. There are mods that also change the value of how much a supply drop costs. So you could always get that too. I don't use that. I never really thought about using it. At least I don't think I want to. I feel like 80 is relatively fair, in my opinion. But you know, if you want to use, I think there's a value for 40 instead, and even 60. Normally when I'm playing a game serious, I play in Hazard 3. If I'm playing with people and I really want to sweat a little bit, I'll play Hazard 4. 5 I'm still trying to get good at. I'm not that great at Hazard 5. That's pretty rough. Okay, good. Now we can test this out.
The drill dozer has stopped. Fuel canisters are all
And you can also sprint with it now, which is just so much better. You can't sprint with a default one, I'm pretty sure. But this thing just mines so slow, it takes forever, it makes you dread doing it. Now watch how fast this is. It's almost too fast, but hey, done. That's it. Usually you'll have to go through like 4 or 5 of these for just one, and it's already full. It's incredible. You can also get a mod that upgrades the Retta and has guns and stuff on it, and it causes the Retta to be a lot more defensive to creatures because you have to defend the Retta. So you can get the turrets like how the extraction missions have the turrets on that platform. And of course, all done. Beautiful mod. I found this mod and I was like, this is gonna make extraction missions so much better.
Ready to make more progress.
But yeah, that's all the mods I wanted to show off. You can see up there in the top left corner how all the way over there, that fossil is glowing, but not glowing enough to where it's annoying and like in your face. Can I actually turn on intense and see the difference in game without restarting? I'm gonna see if I can. Alright, so there's the fossil. We're gonna... I don't remember what key it was to turn off the flashlight. I'm gonna aim right here. And then let's go here. Brighter, intense. Yeah, as you can see, now it looks like it's glowing and it's an eyesore. Like, I can't... And you can see that one down there, too. Me, personally, that's too bright and intense. I just like a nice, subtle, soft glow. Where you know it's there, but it's like, okay, it kind of blends in a tiny bit. I prefer that. But yeah, that was showing off the best quality of life mods. There's so many more mods. This is only just the surface of them and some of the most popular ones. There's a ton more. I mean, it's honestly insane how many mods there are. I was surprised that worked with just playing alone. Maybe I'll go through a video playing with Sandbox utilities, just to show that one off specifically, because you have to load into a Sandbox save to use it. And I could show off how I test out builds and stuff. And speaking of that, I do really want to do a video series talking about my favorite overclocks and builds for weapons, and favorite missions, you know, stuff like that. I wonder if I can forge something just to show this before I end it, because that was kind of like the main one I couldn't show. I wonder if I can afford to forge something. Can I buy anything? Oh, I'm gonna have to spend some money. Okay, yep, I'm gonna sell all the Cropa to be able to afford the Umanites. So let's sell all this. I need 80. Okay. So let's sell this. Because I really want to show this off, and hopefully I can afford it and show it off. I don't think I can. Oh, this is going to be...
Goodbye, precious
This is going to
minerals.
be really close, isn't it? 70... 35. Okay, so I just gotta sell 25 of the pearls. Well, I tried, and I can't afford it. Well, I almost have all the overclocks. I thought I had them all, but no, I'm still working on getting these 3. But, yeah, that was the best quality of life mods that I use, and I highly recommend. So be sure to check out mod.io, DRG. It'll be in the description down below if you want to check them out. Like I said, this is only scratching the surface. I only have the most popular ones installed. There's a ton more that change the game up. There's even some that, like, overhaul guns and missions. I know there's one where you can buy missions, and you can make, like, a custom, like, mission with its own bonuses. Like, you can make a mission and get Mineral Mania, I think, if you want. I never tried it. I don't really want to try it, personally. I'd rather just do the randomization of how the missions work right now. But if you're into that, you know, it's there. So, with all that being said, if you guys enjoyed, be sure to leave a like the video if you did. I plan to do more DRG videos, because this is one of my favorite games of all time. Subscribe for more, and thank you for watching.